Brent Barnhart here with Barnhart Engineering. This is the Cuefeeder line of feeders that we have. These come in all different sizes, all the way up to, and we're building one right now that's going to be 22 inches wide for feeding chipboard onto a lugged conveyor for calendar assembly. Lots of different features down here on the delivery end. This is your acceleration belt. Our feeders all come with a built-in acceleration belt. So unlike most of the feeders on the market, they're continuous feeders, and then if you get the acceleration belts, they merely bolt on. Ours is all part of it, so every feeder that you buy comes with an acceleration ramp. And that means that these belts here are running faster than these belts, which help give you separation for on-demand feeding. This particular machine has bearing rail, so when these little cards come out, it helps keep them nice and shingled and straight running. We have all kinds of rubber wheels and weighted wheels that you can put on the front if you're feeding books. You're feeding into 3-knife trimmers, you're feeding onto folders, right angles, knife folders. On this side of the feeder here, our sides are nice and sturdy. They stay nice and square, they don't move. Most feeders, you'll notice, they kind of wobble. And as you're loading your cards up, it gets tight at the top, and you're always pushing it apart as you're loading your cards. That sucks. So ours, you can adjust the angle by loosening up these two acorn nuts, and then when those are loose, you can just straighten it and re-snug them. Now, obviously, when you receive the feeder, they're already going to be straight, so there's really no reason to do that unless you want to make them where the top is wider, so the piece kind of comes down and funnels in. That's up to you. I don't care for that. I like mine straight. In this case, a simple knob here, loosen it for adjusting your sides. Then just snug it up. Here's your friction feet. You can, I like running 2 friction feet. That way, don't have to. One works fine in the middle. I like 2 because I can keep my card running straight. If it's coming out a little bit crooked, I can adjust this a little more tension, a little bit less. For belt adjustment right here, these are very simple. Little thumb nuts down here. You just loosen them with your thumb and then turn the machine on, and while it's running, you just slide it on, and the belt will follow over and tighten it up. For the most part, you don't have to mess with these green belts, but if you want to adjust those, it's a simply high pulley down here, and you just loosen the set screw and just slide that over and tighten it back up. And down here you have options as well for adjusting this with different attachments. You can move these rails left and right with the belt with a simple thumb screw. So lots of options, very easy to use, heavy made, nice 1/4-inch side frames, good bearings. When you go to replace the belts, you just simply take the top carriage off, and there's 2 bolts on each side, and the entire belt carriage lifts out, and makes it very simple for replacing the belts. Very good. Brent Barnhart, Cuefeed, and we also have all kinds of different attachments coming out for this. Lugged conveyors, where you can do on-demand feeding onto lugged conveyors, selective collating, and create packages to go right into your shrink wrapper, or into a stitcher or trimmer if you want.